fundamentally, people are still living with the crisis by and large because there's a lot of mistrust of the water system, even though the water is drinkable now. But people have been so injured and so traumatized that they're still drinking bottled water. And when and how that will end, it's not clear.
You're looking at a subject over a period of time, so you actually get to see a story unfold. But I feel like that also comes as a drawback because often an audience will expect that to be a kind of definitive piece on that subject.
And of course, there's a lot of the story that we couldn't tell. I mean, you're talking about a 1-hour program that's trying to look at a whole history of events that's going on for a couple of years. And if you want to push the history, what happened in Flint is really the tip of a whole decades of injustice done to this community. I think one of the advantages of doing a film like this is that people want to have their stories told, and one of the things that was effective for us is to know that we were coming back again and again and again. So people were willing to talk with us and give us more trust than they might have for journalists who were just coming in and doing a short piece and coming out. First of all, this was not a pitched film to Nova. Researchers at Nova and people at Nova had already really thought about this and really got very excited about it and invited us to come in and do the film. The work of doing documentary films is very challenging. It's a business. Part of the challenge is how do you find the work, how do you find the funding, how do you find the support to do the kind of pieces that you want to do, and how do you marry your mission to the people who might fund the work that you're trying to do. It's a really sort of robust, sort of exploding field in terms of the desire for content. On the other hand, I think funding that work and making it sustainable and sort of making it possible to do that work and not have to do 5 or 6 other jobs to sustain yourself or to fund a project, that's the challenge. And I think that's still the challenge for most of us.
With Michael Moore and just a general audience interest in long-form documentary, there is more of a market now for the form. And there are also many more platforms for long-form documentary. I mean, people are finding it on, all the digital platforms. Festivals are interested. There's, festivals that are dedicated simply to documentaries and not just, quick hit content 3-minute pieces. I mean, people are interested in a full in-depth story. So it's, it's not a bad place to be talking. We worked on a project together that we started, I think, in 2009 that didn't get done until 2015. Right. So 6 years. Another project took 7. I'm working on a project right now that's been in the making since, for 8. And you work when you can, when you get the funds, and then you move on to other things to kind of fill it all in. But, getting to do this work is so worthwhile that, I feel like it's worth the fight.
Nova had a big campaign that used media to tell the story in a lot of different ways. So you had the broadcast of the film, but then you had lots of short videos and other things that were in social media to really enhance the telling of the story. Also to create conversations with people who were part of the film as well.